Instagram carousels are getting a ton of traction on the Instagram app right now, and there's a couple of very specific reasons for that, and these were just confirmed by Instagram themselves. So when it comes to creating posts on Instagram, leveraging carousels really is going to work to your benefit, especially right now. A carousel is also known as an album, and they allow you to put multiple videos and photos into one album for people to swipe through. Now, this is really helpful to you for a number of reasons, because when you have multiple pieces of media, that means there's multiple chances for people to see that piece of media. If someone sees your first image and then scrolls by it, they will then show your second or your third image to them later on, meaning it's getting more views, more people are seeing it, there's more for them to engage with. We also know that if there's a lot of content and people are taking the time to swipe through the album to read, to see, to engage with, that counts as more engagement time for the algorithm, because we know when it comes to a video, they'll watch a few seconds and then they'll scroll by. With a photo, they're just going to scroll by because they can easily understand what it is and move forward. But with an album, it takes a little bit of time to get through that, especially if there's more media in it, especially because they've now given us more than the previous 10 pieces of media per carousel. So now we have the opportunity to get in front of people quite a few times. They've also said if you put music to your media, to your carousel, that is going to make it eligible to show up as a reel. So if you're putting your videos and your photos in carousels and you are going to then be leveraging music as well, you've got a lot of opportunity to be seen on the Instagram platform. So here's what you need to know. When it comes to carousels, you should do them with intentionality. Don't go too long just for the sake of having people swipe through. That will convince people to not swipe on your future albums. So be very specific and have good, interesting, educational packed content, or interesting in terms of the value it's providing in entertainment to get people's attention, and only go as long as you absolutely must. But have a couple pieces of media, and Instagram has specifically said if you have the choice of just posting a single photo versus 2 or 3 in a carousel, post the carousel. The carousel will get more views. It's going to get more reach. It's going to do better for you. And again, if there's music involved, it's eligible for reels, or if there's videos involved in it, it's going to be eligible for the reels as well. So be smart about how you use this. Use this to communicate with your audience, and make sure no matter which piece of media they see from that carousel, they're going to see something that's going to spark their interest. So if your first one is a title or some kind of like introduction to what's happening, and the second one doesn't really tell them what they're looking at or doesn't give them some valuable information, they might not stay if they are just noticing that. They're just going to scroll around. So make sure it's value-packed and entertainment-driven at every single piece of media that you put inside of that carousel. Drop your questions on carousels and how to leverage them down below. I do recommend you do carousels as often as you can, but not necessarily every single thing that you are doing, and do not use this as a replacement for your reels. You should continue to be making that TikTok, Instagram Reels style content and putting it as single video reels, and then leveraging carousels alongside of that to help grow and interact with your audience. Words are totally fine, text is totally fine, explanation is totally fine, but do not make it look like a ton of words per graphic, because if it looks overwhelming to pause and read, they will not stop to do that. So be smart about how you do this. We've talked about this in lots of other episodes. I'm happy to get your questions answered, and follow along for more breaking details as we know how to engage on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube to help you level up and make sure that you are making this your most engaging and profitable year ever as an entrepreneur with the least amount of stress possible. We'll see you then.